Okay, so then if I were to say butterfly, this is what you would do. You gotta use both of your hands. Can you hold it up high so they can see it? Let's say, yeah, there you go. Okay, you said butterfly, I'm gonna practice that really quick. Caterpillar, butterfly, butterfly, caterpillar. Good. Okay, now the final one that you have to know is cocoon. Okay? No, the cocoon. That's what everyone thinks. That's actually not it. So what happens when we say cocoon? Okay, we're gonna practice that. Cocoon. No, you need the noise, guys. Thank you, adults. Okay, okay, caterpillar, butterfly, cocoon. There you go. There's a caterpillar, cocoon. Okay, you guys are ready. Let's get this thing done. Welcome to Storytime with Liz. What if I told you there were a whole bunch of caterpillars who didn't know they could be butterflies? For years and years, caterpillars would go into cocoons, and everyone would be sad. Everyone was worried that that was going to be the end for forever. But there were whispers that the cocoon wasn't the end. The caterpillars didn't really get it though. They all lived their lives like all they had was their caterpillar life. They would get scared and they'd be mean to one another, thinking they had to be in order to live their best caterpillar lives. All that mattered was the present moment. But then there came a special caterpillar that was different from all the others. He was nice to everyone he met, and he talked about how everyone can live differently. Caterpillars don't have to live their caterpillar life just alone. There was more to it. He would talk about life after the cocoon. That there was a way for everyone to live, not just now, but later too. A lot of caterpillars thought he was telling the truth, so they started to follow him wherever he went, so they could learn how to be like him. They weren't perfect at it, but they tried their best. But there were some mean caterpillars who didn't like how the special caterpillar was changing things up, and they started to make a plan to get rid of that special caterpillar. As the days went on, the special caterpillar warned his friends that something hard was going to happen, but that it'd be okay. The caterpillar friends acted like they understood, but they didn't really get it. The mean caterpillars all got together and took the special caterpillar and forced the special caterpillar into a cocoon. The special caterpillar didn't fight back. The special caterpillar knew that he needed to go into the cocoon. You see, what all the caterpillars didn't know was that their cocoons only kept them inside if they weren't perfect. And while no caterpillar is perfect, except the special caterpillar. If the special caterpillar let himself go into the cocoon, then something amazing would happen. So the special caterpillar let himself go into the cocoon. And all the special caterpillar's friends were so sad. They thought he was different. They thought that he would never be in a cocoon. They thought that was the end of the story. A few days later, the friends decided to go to the special caterpillar's cocoon. They wanted to do some things that caterpillars do to remember and respect caterpillars who are in a cocoon. But you know what was open? The cocoon. There was no caterpillar inside. The friends didn't know what to think. They were so confused. What in the world happened to their friends? Oh no. Well, a perfect caterpillar can't be trapped in a cocoon. The cocoon couldn't hold the special caterpillar in. So the special caterpillar had burst out from the cocoon. But not only that, he was different from how he was before. He was still himself, but different. He was a butterfly. The caterpillar friends were shocked, and they asked how they could be a butterfly too. The special butterfly told them that all they had to do was believe that he had broken the cocoon. Not just for himself, but he had also broken it for everyone who believed he could break their cocoon. From that day on, the caterpillars who believed that the special butterfly had made a way for them to be a butterfly too. They lived their lives entirely differently. They lived like one day they too would be a butterfly. So they loved each other super well, reminded each other of the good words and things the special caterpillar did, and looked forward to a day where they could fly to the skies with a special butterfly. So that is a story that I wrote for y'all. Not just so that I could talk a whole bunch, but so that you could go and today at lunch or at dinner, I want you guys to talk with your parents, and they'll hold you accountable to this. I want y'all to talk about what the story of Easter is, why it's important, and who you are in it. Because this story, when me tell you, it actually connects to something. What do you guys think it connects to? Yeah?
Jesus is the special butterfly.
Oh, okay, yes. Jesus is a special butterfly, okay? And so for y'all, when Pastor Julie comes up here and she tells the story of Easter, not with caterpillars and butterflies and cocoons, but with the actual names and the actual stuff,